Tanjiro the Demon Slayer, a man that fights to protect his little sister. Now, I know the series ended, but we'll say this was in the middle of the series, before he ended it and before he began it, so he had some of his techniques. As Tanjiro was fighting demons, it didn't really matter which one, something strange would happen. As one of the demons would look at him, and as he used his airbending style, a portal would open up, causing him to fall through it. As he fell into a strange world, as he got up, as he sensed demonic energy everywhere, he pulled out his sword, ready to fight, but these demons were different. Tanjiro could usually feel the bloodlust, feel the anger, feel the hatred from them, feel the evil, but he couldn't feel anything like that, as he was so much different from the rest. But he still had to fight, right? But he was surrounded, and he realized it was cities and a sky that was pure red. Everything seemed more advanced. He didn't really know what to do. He decided to walk away and continue his best judgment. As he walked away, though, he would hide, as something awful would happen to him. His skin would start to turn pale, pale white, as his eyes would turn even more red. As he lost his pupils, he looked like a demon from his world. As now he knew it, he would get the bloodlust, he would lose his humanity, all of it was gone. Maybe he would even become a servant to the true demon king. But then, nothing happened. He didn't feel any different. It was like he was still human, just in a different body, but that's not how demons work. But then he realized something. Where was Nezuko? As he looked around, he couldn't see her, as he would yell, "Nezuko! Nezuko!" As then he would travel throughout the streets, panicking, "Nezuko! Nezuko!" As then he would hear someone say, "Hey, shut the F up!" As he would look to see an imp shoving barbed wire somewhere I can't say on YouTube. As Tanjiro would say, "Ew, that's so gross! What is wrong with you?" As he would laugh and say, Listen. I don't think you know who I am. I'm the guy who shoves barbed wire at people. And if you complain, that really pisses me off." This was another form of torture. He would pull out his sword since he was uncomfortable. As then he would pull out his weapon and say, "A sword, kid? What do you think this is?" Say, "Yeah, man. I mean, how else are you supposed to..." Wait. As then he would stop talking to him. Even though these demons seemed so different, he couldn't trust them. As then he would blast him with a strange weapon he'd never seen before, as he would chop up the bullets in midair, running towards him, and then chopping him down. As the big guy left, Tanjiro would then sigh. This didn't make him feel any joy. It was so different. As he would search for Nezuko, he just couldn't find her. Sadness filled the air. He didn't know where to find her. He didn't know where to look for her. Everything seemed off. Everything seemed like it was over for him. As then he began to walk, depressed, sad, beaten, defeated. There was nothing he could do. As he just continued on to walk, feeling no more purpose, until he would see an ad on one of the TV screens, with the window covering it. As Charlie seemed different. As he watched this ad on TV, Tanjiro would see Charlie. He would see everything she was about. She had a warm, nice feeling about her, unlike what a demon should have. He was confused as he would pull out his sword. Was this a lie? Was this whole world a test? Was this a world where demons were nice? Was this really hell? All these thoughts went through his head. None of it made sense. Why would demons on Earth be mean and demons in hell be nice? Why? Or was this... What happened? He needed answers. And maybe this nice woman would give it to him. He didn't know why, but he had an urge to go there. As he would go to the hotel, he would knock on the door. As he knocked on the door, nothing would happen at first, but then the door would open. As Charlie would open it and say, "Are you here to be redeemed and go to heaven? You know we're helping sinners." Sinners? So all these demons were people? He guessed that makes sense. I mean, a lot of the demons, if not all, used to be people where he would scratch that out of his head. He can't be thinking about his world or the things in it. He needs to be thinking about how to get out of here. As he could say, "Sorta, I do need to leave this place. Can I come in?" Charlie would let him in. As in, Charlie and Tanjiro would have a conversation. As Tanjiro would tell her everything, Charlie would think he was insane. As in, Baggy would say, "Can I talk to you, Charlie?" As he would walk away, Baggy would say, "We can't let him in there. He's insane." Charlie would say, "We're here to help everyone. Besides, a lot of people in hell are insane." As Charlie and Baggy would continue to talk and have a conversation, Tanjiro would simply sit down and simply just sigh. As Tanjiro sighed, Angel would walk up to him and say, "How old are you?" Tanjiro would say, "Well, I'm not really a man yet," but Angel would say, "Pass." As then he walked away. Husk would say, "At least he has standards." Tanjiro would go, "Yeah, sure." As then, Tanjiro would simply sigh, staying there. As Tanjiro just stays there, looking down at the bar, confused about everything. Husk would say, "Want a drink?" Tanjiro would say, "I better not." And Husk would say, "Suit yourself." As then Charlie and Vaggie kept on arguing, eventually Charlie would come in and say, "Welcome to the hotel. Let's get you a room." As Charlie would smile, as Tanjiro and Charlie would then go up to a new room. As they went up there, Alastor would look at him, as Tanjiro looked at Alastor, as he could sense a foul power from him. He would grab his sword, wanted to pull it out, wanted to fight him, but decided not to, as he simply just went in. As Alastor would simply chuckle and walk down. Tanjiro's stay at the hotel would be complicated. He did remember there were good demons before. He found 2 of them, so maybe these were like them. As he began to warm up to a lot of them, Nifty was kind of insane and craved pain and pleasure and loved bad boys, so he kind of stayed away from her. Husk and him had a quiet understanding, as he kind of liked Husk. Angel kind of stayed away from him, because Angel likes to flirt, and he can't really flirt with Tanjiro. He would talk to him every once in a while, but he would try his best to stay away. As Charlie and Vaggie would get along with Tanjiro, Tanjiro would enjoy his time there. The only person he didn't like was Alastor. He could feel his sinister intentions, feel his sinister power, but he couldn't do anything until one day. As this day was very different. Alastor usually hid his intentions in front of most people. For one day, Alastor would be alone with Husk. As Husk would make comments he didn't like, Alastor would turn giant, about to torture him, but then Tanjiro would appear, saying, "I was able to hide my presence with my breathing." As Alastor would look at him, they would both simply stare at each other. As then Alastor would say, "So, what do you want?" As Tanjiro would stare at Alastor and say, "I want one simple thing, damn it. I want you to free Husk, now!" As Husk would say, "Kid, you don't know what you're getting into." Alastor would laugh and turn giant. "Let me show you some manners." As he would throw tentacles at Tanjiro. As he would simply breathe and jump around the room, dodging every tentacle swing, dodging everything Alastor put at him. Alastor was scared as he would throw fire at him, but it would do nothing. As he would spin around, dispersing the fire. As he jumped at Alastor, stabbing him in the back, causing him intense pain as he fell to the floor. Luckily, it was an angelic weapon, so he would be reincarnated, but Tanjiro would destroy him anyway, not knowing this. As Husk would say, "You did it, kid, but he's not dead." Would say, "I used my breathing style with my sword. No demon can survive that." Husk would say, I don't know about the whole demon slayer thing, but you are strong, or at the very least talented. Seems like you took him out with skill and made up for your lack of power. I've never seen someone do that to such great scale. You are a very skilled swordsman. Maybe you're a samurai for so long ago. That would explain how insane you are. But either way, kid, I gotta tell you something. When we die here, we come back reincarnated unless we're killed with an angelic weapon. Tanjiro would say, "Oh, so he'll be back?" "Yeah, he'll be back in a few days." Very pissed. Tanjiro would gulp as he walked down. This time Alastor won't underestimate him. And he has friends here. Maybe he'll bring an army. He shook a bit, but he knew he could take them on. But then someone would walk up to him. Angel, as he said, "I saw you take down Alastor. Can you do me a favor?" As Angel would look at Tanjiro, Tanjiro would say, "Yeah, sure. I need you to steal Vaggie's spear. I hear it's angelic. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, it's the only way to get rid of him. I'm in kind of a bad contract with Val," and Tanjiro would say no more. As then he would walk up, and as Vaggie slept, he would take her spear and walk away. As he would go to Val's studio, he didn't really know much about this man, but he had to take care of him. That's all he knew. As Angel Dust was, well, he was scared. He didn't think Tanjiro could do it. Why did he send someone like him to do this? As Tanjiro went to Valentino's place, there was no one there. All the lights were off. Nothing was going on. It seemed like his studio was closed, but then the lights would turn on as he said, well, guess who's here? You know, you look. Wait, how old are you? Because, I don't think I can make it. Tanjiro would say, yeah. Let's just get this over with. I'm here to fight you. As in, Val would pull out his weapons and say, fight me. Huh. Fat chance. As then he would blast stuff at him. As Tanjiro would use his breathing style to dodge it and deflect it with his sword. As he would say, what the? As he would jump to place to place to place. We don't really know what powers Valentino has, so I'm going to have to improvise. As Valentino would fly at Tanjiro, that's one of the few powers we do know he has, he would fly at him at full speed, almost grabbing him, but he would dodge it last second and jump up and cut off his wings. Then Valentino would fall to the floor. Without his wings, he would simply flop on the ground. As then he would struggle to get up and say, why you? I am the great Valentino. I make stars all across hell. I give them a living. Why would you? Tanjiro would say, I don't know. As then he would throw the spear straight into his face. As he would fall down, no more. As then Tanjiro would take back the spear, he would walk back to the hotel. As Angel would say thank you, as he cried and hugged him. Tanjiro would say it's okay, as he hugged back. As a few days passed, Tanjiro would be sitting at the bar. When Alastor came in, Charlie would say, what happened to you? You were gone for 3 days. I became reincarnated. As he stared at Tanjiro, Vaggie would say, you did what? How did you pull that off? Charlie would say, that's not allowed here. As then Alastor would walk up to him, looking mad, and then he laughed and said, good job, kid. As Tanjiro would say, well, thank you. I really thought you were going to be mad that Alastor would say, don't worry about it. But next time you try that, it won't end so well for you. Alastor would say, as he would turn giant, I was going easy on you, kid, 'cause I don't hurt children, but next time, I'm going all out. As then he walked away. He felt like he was serious. Tanjiro could feel like he was stronger, though, but Alastor talked like he had something up his sleeve. He didn't want to test him, and Alastor was way nicer to Husk now, so that was good at least. As things would continue, not much would change, but one day Tanjiro was walking out. As people would land beside him, as he looked, it was Adam and Loot. Tanjiro would pull out his sword. Adam would say, easy, killer, easy. I just want to talk to you. Loot would say, yeah. As Tanjiro would say, what about? You're the exorcist. Yeah, we destroyed demons just like you. Destroy all your friends in the hotel and we'll let you go back to your world. Tanjiro thought about it. He needed to see Nezuko, his sister, but this wasn't right. This wasn't the right way to do it. As he told them no, Adam would pull out his weapon, so would Loot, as exorcists would fly down. As he would say, you need to say yes, buddy, or we're going to take care of you. As in, he would say, what is it? As in, Tanjiro would say no. As exorcists would fly at him, he would use his breathing style to fly around and chop them up. When I mean fly, he jumps up in the air, not literal fly. Before you type in the comments, he can't fly. As he chops them up, though, he knows it will just come back because it's not an angelic weapon. As he continues the fight, he can't really do much, as he's surrounded by multiple exorcists that can fly, that pincher him, that use different technique. He's used to demons that rely on pure strength, not this, not technique, not form. He's in trouble. As it seemed like it was over for Tanjiro. True, he was a great swordsman, and true, he could defeat an exorcist easily, but waves and waves and waves of them? He didn't think he could do this, and each of them could fly, flying down to take pot shots at him. It seemed like it was over. It seemed like no matter what he did, he was going to lose. It was only a matter of time, but just then the entire ground would shake, as Adam would say, F, is he really here? Luke would say, yes, sir. All right, let's go. As then all the extras would leave. Tanjiro would fall to the floor, breathing heavily, as Lucifer would walk up to him and say, you're not from here, are you? Tanjiro would say, no, I'm not. Would say, I can bring you back home now. I can show you to your world. You can see what you've been missing. As Tanjiro can say, can you stop singing and just bring me back? Lucifer would say, sorry. Everyone here is big on musical. Tanjiro would say, yeah, why is that? Aren't demons supposed to be murderers and not singers? As in Lucifer would sigh and say, to be honest with you, kid, I don't really know. I just go along with it because music's cool. Anyway, here you go. As in he opened a portal, Tanjiro would then walk through it. As he woke up in bed, maybe it was just all a dream. Maybe it didn't happen. As then he got up and began to walk out. As now it was time for him to train. He got a little bit of sleep, but he'll never forget that strange, strange dream.